Good Wednesday morning. We are back again today with some more cruise updates and some more cruise news, and we're going to get to all of it right after this. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video. Alright, so let's start with Royal Caribbean's Serenade of the Seas. She has officially restarted the Alaska cruising season after departing from Seattle, Washington. Now, according to Royal Caribbean, that cruise is approximately 97% fully vaccinated people on board the ship. And she now leads the way for the other cruise lines who will be joining her shortly. We got Princess getting ready to go, Carnival, Holland America, Norwegian. Pretty much all of the major U.S. cruise lines are fixing to start their Alaska 2021 season. And I'm pretty sure that the folks there in Alaska are eagerly waiting their return, looking forward to having passengers once again disembark in those cruise ports. We have the MSC Meraviglia. She has completed her test sailing. We have the Disney Fantasy. She has also completed her test sailings, and both ships are now preparing to resume sailing with revenue-generating cruises, both of which will be starting out of Florida. But again, it does simply add another brand of cruise ship back into service. I mean, listen, we've already got Carnival out there. We've got Royal Caribbean out there. We have the ones that are fixing to start in Alaska, and now we're going to have MSC and Disney Cruise Lines getting back out there and helping us push forward the restart of cruising. Now, you may have already heard, but the Emergency Public Health Declaration has been extended for 3 more months. Now, honestly, I don't find that to be a bit of a surprise whatsoever. I know there for a while it looked like, COVID cases were going down. This was going to get more and more under control, and there was a possibility that they might have let that expire. But with this new Delta variant on the rise, particularly amongst the unvaccinated, it should be no shock to anybody that this has now been extended for 3 more months, which of course keeps the CDC's control over the cruise lines and does continue to keep the CSO or conditional sale order in effect. Now, just my opinion personally, I honestly don't think that we are going to be done with the CSO anytime this year at all. I think with the rise in COVID cases and them still figuring out mixed vaccines like it's going on in Canada and in the UK, and the cruise line's simple desire to safely restart cruising and start bringing back in that revenue and start making that money. Because remember, the cruise lines are a business. They need to make their money. They haven't made any in 15 months. So I do expect to see the protocols that we have. We went over some of the new ones that Carnival put out just in yesterday's video. I really expect to see these all the way to the end of 2021 and very possibly into a good portion of 2022. Because I don't think this COVID situation is going to go away anytime soon. Every single time so far, it looks like we're getting more and more closer towards the end. There's a new variant that pops up. Our vaccination rate here in the United States is slowing down more and more week after week. So I don't really expect to see a whole lot of changes. Now, I know when it comes to cruising, for those that are unvaccinated because they cannot get vaccinated, this can be a real kick in the pants. I mean, I completely understand that if you love cruising and you would get a vaccine if you could, but you just can't, and now you have these extra restrictions and protocols put on you. The only thing I can honestly say right now is patience. This will not last forever. We're not going to be stuck the way we are right now forever. Like I've said many times before, the beginning of cruising is going to be like this. They're going to have to mandate the vaccines. They're going to have to sail as safely as possible with the fewest amount of cases on board that they possibly can. It's just what they have to do. But it will change. It's not going to be like this forever. I truly believe that in my heart, that it's not going to be like this forever. And finally, just a little bit of the lawsuit news. Of course, you know, we have two lawsuits going on. We have Florida versus the CDC, and we have Norwegian Cruise Lines versus Florida. Now, in the Florida versus CDC, the governor of Florida, Rick DeSantis, has said that he will take it all the way to the Supreme Court if he needs to, in order to get a victory for Florida. And then in his other hand, he says Norwegian Cruise Lines is absolutely wrong for thinking we are overstepping our authority, and they don't have any real need to want fully vaccinated ships, and has threatened that if they ask for a single vaccine requirement in the state of Florida, that he's going to fine them $5,000 per incident. Now, I'm not sure what Norwegian is going to do, since they do have cruises coming up here shortly. They may end up having to go the same route as Royal Caribbean and Carnival do in the state of Florida. We'll have you volunteer your vaccination status, but Norwegian has not put out any specific information about any of that yet. The last thing Norwegian really put out was that our ships have rudders, our ships have engines, and we can just leave. But let's be honest about that as well. Florida is the largest cruising center here in the United States. More ships sail out of Florida with more itineraries than any of our other ports. I mean, I'm here in Texas. I like to sail out of Galveston. I like to make the joke that, Texas, we're better than Florida just because, we're Texans. But even I'm going to say that, there are some cruises you can only get in Florida. There are some ships you can only get in Florida. And Florida is the cruising capital of the United States. So is Norwegian Cruise Lines really just going to leave? Or are they going to fall in line with the others and do what they have to do to resume sailing? I guess we'll find out. But we do have one piece of information when it comes to the Norwegian Cruise Lines versus Florida lawsuit. The preliminary request for an injunction will go before the judge on August the 6th. Now, based on what we have currently seen with lawsuits involving the CDC in Florida, somebody will either be granted the injunction, Norwegian Cruise Lines, or they will be denied the injunction. If they are granted the injunction, Florida will appeal. If they are denied the injunction, Norwegian will appeal, and then it'll go to the next level of court, then it'll go to the next level of court, and then either Governor DeSantis will have both hands up talking about he's going to the Supreme Court, or Norwegian Cruise Lines will be saying they're going to the Supreme Court. It's probably going to follow a very similar path, and so I honestly don't think this lawsuit, at least in the short term, is going to mean much of anything. But let me know what y'all think below. Do you think it's going to go anywhere, or do you think it's going to be just the same as the other one, where one side wins, the other side appeals, it goes to the next level, and by the time it actually gets to the Supreme Court and an actual decision is made, yep, it could affect things in the future, but by the time they get there, I'm pretty sure all the cruise lines are going to be sailing 100% anyway, and you know what? We can all hear about it when we come back from our cruise vacation. All right, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, do me a favor, let's give it a thumbs up. Have yourself a great day, and we will see you out on the high seas.